Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you all for our weekly Gita class. So last week we are done till uh, verse number 14. So basically till now we have seen uh, two sections of the first chapter. The first section, verse number 1 to 13, speaks about the duplicity of Dhritarashtra and diplomacy of Duryodhan. So this we have discussed in detail, how Duryodhan was such a great diplomat and how Dhritarashtra, the father of Duryodhan, was a very duplicitous person. We also saw last week, we had started with this, the I for the acronym DISC of the first chapter, DISC. The I stands for Introduction to Lord Krishna for the first time in the Gita. This is verse number 14. So we had done part of this last time. So this is the first verse in the Gita where Krishna is introduced. And how is Krishna introduced? So we saw this, text 14. Tata Shveter Hayer Yukte Mahati Sandane Stato Madhava Pandavaschaiva Divyo Shanko Pradatmato. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. So how is Krishna introduced here? Krishna is introduced here as the chariot driver of Arjuna. So both Krishna and Arjuna are stationed on a great chariot, Mahati Sandane Stuto, and it is drawn by white horses. And both of them blow their transcendental conch shells, Divyo Shanko Pradatmato. So we had seen last week that generally, whenever the hero of any movie appears, the way he appears, the first scene in which he appears is something that's very important. It actually builds the entire momentum of the movie. And this is Krishna's own Gita, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's personal Gita, which is going to last in the yugas for millennia to come. And Krishna is introducing himself in the Gita as a chariot driver of his devotee Arjuna. And Krishna is not at all embarrassed about it. He's in fact very proud about it. He wants this picture of the Gita where Krishna is actually driving the chariot of Arjuna to be broadcast everywhere. Because this is the central message of the Gita. Anyone who thinks that by becoming a devotee of Krishna, I will lose something, that is the biggest illusion. Because by becoming a devotee of Krishna, you will have Krishna personally with you. And Krishna is ready to do anything for a devotee who surrenders unto him. Krishna is ready to take any post, even the low post of a chariot driver. So that's why Krishna is very happy to introduce himself in the Gita as the chariot driver of Arjuna, as Partha Sarathi. And Krishna is telling the entire world, take a selfie of me, take a picture of me and make it viral. Let this picture go everywhere that this is my happiest role. I am not happy being worshipped as God. I am happy being a servant of my devotee. So this is how great Lord Krishna is, and this is how great a master we are surrendering to. So generally, we discussed this also last week. Whenever we surrender to someone or whenever we choose a boss, we try to find out certain qualifications about him. Who can be a better master to surrender to than Krishna? And Krishna has no sense of ego. He is in fact ready to do anything for his devotee. So the concept of service is something that's very, very important. So any organization also, one of the best ways in which organizations, especially hospitality organizations, grow is the kind of service they give. When you put customer first, when you put the person in front of you whom you're trying to serve first, then your organization actually grows. The more you think about yourself, you don't grow, neither does your organization grow. And Krishna is the person is the Supreme Lord himself who is actually holding on to this concept of service very, very dearly. Krishna is very attached to this concept of service, and Krishna is ready to serve his own devotees. So in our personal lives, one of the greatest treasures that we all can have, one of the greatest wealth we all can have is service, seva. Lakshman, the brother of Lord Ram, uh, he is also called Ramanuj, the younger brother of Ram. And what does Lakshman mean? Lakshman means one who is filled with wealth, one who is very wealthy. Such a person is called Lakshmana. Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanna. So Lakshman means one who has lot of wealth. But if you study the Ramayana, practically Lakshman was a servant of Lord Ram. The 14 years in the forest, Lakshman didn't have any wealth. And even after he came back to Ayodhya along with Lord Ram was the king. What was the wealth of Lakshman? Lakshman is called supremely wealthy because Lakshman's greatest wealth was service. So this is something that can never be taken from us. Wealth can be taken away from us, the belongings can be taken away from us, but service can never be taken away from us. And Lord Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord himself, holds this concept of service very, very dear. So this is our mood when we are chanting Hare Krishna. What are we praying to Krishna while we are chanting Hare Krishna? We are praying to Krishna, O Krishna, O Radharani, please engage me in your service. Kinkar. What does Kinkar mean? Kinkar means a servant in Sanskrit. So Kinkar means he's always asking, Kimkar, what can I do? That is the mood of a servant. So this is something that is very, very important. And this is the way we can make people happy and we can make ourselves happy. I think we discussed this also last week, a Chinese saying which says that if you want to be happy for a day, go for a picnic. If you want to be happy for 1 hour, go to sleep. If you want to be happy for a month, uh, get married. And if you want to be happy for a life, do service. This is the only thing that can actually make you happy and others happy. So the lesson is Lord's reciprocation with his devotees. How when we become a devotee of Krishna and when we try to serve Krishna, Krishna is also ready to serve us. Krishna is ready to do anything and everything for us. So this is reciprocation. If we have 100% surrender to Krishna, Krishna is ready to give himself 100% to us. If we give ourselves 50% to Krishna, Krishna also gives himself 50% to us. So the Lord reciprocates, like in the Gita in the 4th chapter, Krishna says, 4.11, Ye yatama prapadyante tam staiva bhajamyaham. So Krishna says, as one surrenders unto me, I reward him accordingly. So Krishna's reciprocation is reciprocal. And the second point is, service is the only way to fulfillment. If you want a happy life, one of the best ways to do is to engage in service. So Srila Prabhupada explains some beautiful points in the purport of text 14. Srila Prabhupada explains how, okay, so let's do this again. Yeah, so now from verse number 14 onwards till verse number 20 is the third section of the first chapter in which signs of Arjuna's victory is there. So this is something that's very important. You all should definitely pay attention to these points. Very interesting points. How even before the war started, the first chapter only, there are so many signs of Arjuna's victory that we will see from verse number 14 onwards till verse number 20. So the first sign of the victory of Arjuna was that Lord Krishna was personally present. So Srila Prabhupada writes a beautiful verse in the purport of this shloka. Okay, another important thing is, if you all really want to make the best out of these classes, as we discuss these set of verses, you all please go back home, open your Gita and try to read the purport. You all will actually find that your understanding becomes much more refined. So if your reading also goes along with what we are discussing, then you all will actually grasp this concept much more, and the Gita will be an integral part of you. So Prabhupada explains a beautiful verse here. Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. Victory is always with persons like the sons of Pandu because Lord Krishna is associated with them. So whose side victory is going to be? 100%. Wherever victory, wherever Krishna is, wherever Janardhan is, that is the side where victory is going to be. That is 100%. This is the first sign of the victory of Arjuna. That Krishna was personally present there. Victory personified is actually present on the chariot of Arjuna. So the lesson is, the solution to all problems is to add Lord Krishna in our life. So we are all looking for different solutions to our problems. Yes, we need to do different things, we need to get educated, we need to find a job. But ultimately, the most important solution is to have Lord Krishna in our life. Because if you have everything in life, you don't have Krishna. You have everything in life minus God, then you don't have anything in life. But if you don't have anything in life and you have God, you have everything in life. This is the equation of a devotee. Just like we discussed this before the war, both Arjuna and Duryodhan go to Krishna, and Duryodhan is asking for the Narayani Sena, the army of Lord Krishna, but Arjuna is asking for Krishna, because Arjuna knows that if I have Krishna with me, I have everything with me. So this is the solution to all our problems. If you want success, if you want solution to all problems, one of the best ways is to add Krishna in our life. That is why we say the process of yoga, the process of bhakti yoga is to not leave anything. We don't have to minus anything from our life, but we need to add Krishna in our life. Just like if you have 1 0 and you add one more 0 to it, 0 0, how much it becomes? 0. If you have 2 zeros, you add one more 0 to it, how much it becomes? 0. You have 3 zeros, add one more 0, it becomes 0. So in materially, whatever we have is a 0. If you have bank balance, it's a 0 because it's not going to remain always with you. If you have health, it's a 0 because it's not going to remain always with you. If you have bungalow, everything is a 0 materially. But does it mean that we need not have all this? We can definitely have all this. The path of Bhakti Yoga doesn't tell us that we leave things. It tells us to add Krishna. Just like if you add that 1 before a 0, how much it becomes? 10. If you add a 1 before 2 zeros, it becomes 100. If you have 1 and then 3 zeros, it becomes 1000. So similarly, Krishna is that 1. If we add Krishna in our life, our wealth has meaning, our health has meaning, our possessions has meaning, our relationships have meaning. So we don't have to give up anything. We just need to add Krishna in our life. Second sign of the victory of Arjuna was that the goddess of fortune, or Lakshmi, was also present. That is why Krishna is addressed in this shloka in text 14 as Madhava. What does Madhava mean? There are various names of Krishna, and various names of Krishna has various meanings. What does Madhava mean? Madhav means the husband of Lakshmi, the husband of the goddess of fortune. Lakshmi means wealth, victory, success, everything. So that is why when Krishna is present, Krishna is not present alone. Krishna is present with Lakshmi Devi, with fortune. So where is victory going to be? On the side where Krishna is there and Lakshmi is there. That is why this is the second sign of the victory of Arjuna. And that is why Krishna is addressed in this shloka as Madhava.
Amma is waiting, Mare. Go.
So the lesson 2 is we need to use all resources in the service of the Lord. So Lakshmi or wealth or anything in this world is all energies of God. So as devotees, we are supposed to use the energies of God in the service of God. What is the difference between, just few days back was Dashara, right? What is the difference between, all of you, please keep yourselves muted. Yeah. So what is the difference between Ravan and Hanuman? Ravan wanted to enjoy the energy of Ram, Sita, without Ram. He wanted to separate Ram and Sita. But what did Hanuman want to do? Hanuman wanted to bring Sita and Ram together. So that is a devotee. So, what is the difference between a devotee and a non devotee? A devotee knows how to use the resources of this world, the things of this world, in the service of God. That is the mood of Hanumanji. So, this is the lesson that we need to use all resources, whether it is our wealth or our intelligence or our health, whatever we have. Manasa deha geha jo kichu more arpil tuva pade nanda kishore. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who's one of a great acharya, he sings in his beautiful song, says, Manasa deho geho jo kichu more. He says, Oh Lord, my mind, my body, my house, my wealth, whatever is mine, I'm offering unto you, unto your service. So this is a devotee who's trying to use everything that he has in the service of the Lord. And something interesting is, when we use something in the service of the Lord, we get more of it. Krishna blesses us more. Just like Bali Maharaj, we all know the story of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was a demon, and he had won over Indra, he had conquered Swargaloka. So the Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu comes as Vamandev to take things away from Bali. And Bali tells Lord that, yes, I'll give you 3 steps of land. But Vamandev expands himself so big, his legs become so big. So one of the names of Vaman is Urukrama, huge legs. So in one leg only, he covers the entire universe. And in the second leg, he covers whatever is there beyond. And he's asking Bali, where do I place the third leg? Bali says, place it on my head. So Bali surrenders himself also, and Vamandev takes everything from Bali. So Bali surrenders everything to him. But what does he get in return? In return, Vamandev makes a separate planet for Bali Maharaj, Sutalloka, and makes him the king of a planet. And he himself becomes the security guard of that planet. So anyone who thinks that when I give something to Krishna, I will not get, I will not have things in my life, that's wrong. When you give something to God, you get many, many times fold. We all know the story. There is another story that comes in Krishna Lila. One time when Krishna was a small child, there was a fruit vendor who came to see Krishna. She was selling fruits, and at that point, Nanda and Yashoda, the parents of Krishna, were not there. So Krishna knew how his parents do this barter system. So he went inside and got some grains of rice. And by the time he came out, his little hand, there was just 2, 3 grains of rice left. Everything went off. And Krishna said, take this rice, give me fruits. So the fruit vendor was so happy to see this little child. Anyone becomes pleased seeing a small child. What to speak of if that child is Krishna, Bal Gopal. So this fruit vendor has so much love for Krishna, for this child. She gives all the fruits to Krishna and tells Krishna, no problem, you take it. And she takes that 1 or 2 grains of rice that is there, and she puts in a fruit basket. And when she's about to lift that fruit basket, she sees that the entire fruit basket is filled with jewels. So the point is, when we give something to Krishna, when we use resources in the service of Krishna, Krishna gives us many, many fold back. Srila Prabhupada, the way he started ISKCON, it's amazing. Prabhupada went to America without any money, 40 rupees in hand. Can you imagine going to America with 40 rupees in hand? Prabhupada went with 40 rupees in hand in America, and just in few years, Prabhupada had hundreds of temples of ISKCON around the world, where monthly like lakhs of rupees are being spent, and no idea how the next month is going to run. It's not that ISKCON has huge bank balance in the bank, nothing like that. You just spend. This was Srila Prabhupada's formula. Whatever resources Krishna gives us, use it in the service of Krishna, and Krishna will give more. In my own life, I've been connected to ISKCON almost like 20 years now. I've seen, especially ISKCON Goa, the initial stages when we started, we hardly have in a month we hardly spent around few thousand rupees, hardly had anything. But in so many years, we have grown so much. Now, there are so many centers around, we have buildings of our own. How did all this come? All this come because of following this formula. When we use the resources in the service of the Lord, when we use Lakshmi in the service of the Lord gives us more Lakshmi, more wealth comes. Because Krishna sees that this person knows to use wealth, Krishna blesses with more wealth. So this is the second lesson. The third sign of victory of Arjuna was the chariot given to Arjuna was given by Agni himself. So we know the story that when one time Krishna and Arjuna were in this Kandav Prastha, they were in a forest where Agni wanted to devour this forest because Agni had indigestion problem, and this forest had a lot of herbs that would cure his indigestion. So Arjuna and Krishna said, "Okay, you burn this forest, we will take care of Indra." So that is the point where Agni gives this celestial, powerful chariot to Arjuna. So this is the third sign of the victory of Arjuna. And something interesting in the Mahabharata war is many warriors would change chariots because when a powerful missile, when a powerful arrow hits your chariot, the chariot just bursts apart. You have to get a new chariot. But Arjuna's chariot was the only chariot which didn't change. Arjuna didn't have to change his chariot. All the 18 days, the same chariot remained. Even Bhishma, even powerful warriors had to change their chariot, but Arjuna didn't have to change because this chariot was given by Agni Dev. That was the third sign of the victory of Arjuna. And the fourth sign of the victory of Arjuna is that the horses also were special. Like here it says, Tata Shveter Hayer Yukter. The horses were white horses, just like you can see here. 4 horses, white horses. So these were also very powerful, celestial, divine horses given by Chitraratha, one of the Gandharvas. So can you imagine all the signs of victory that Arjuna is having? Just in this one chariot of Arjuna, there are so many things in this one chariot. We will see more ahead. The chariot itself is given by Agni Dev. On the chariot is Krishna, the Supreme Lord himself, and along with Krishna, Lakshmi is there. The horses are powerful. Arjuna has the Gandiva bow on that chariot, which is like a very powerful bow. And we will see ahead that on top of Arjuna's chariot, if you all can see very carefully on the slide, is a flag of Arjuna. And on that flag is the emblem of Hanumanji. We will come to that verse very soon. That's another sign of the victory of Arjuna. So the lesson is, if we surrender to Krishna, we get support by all demigods. Just like here, in the Agni has blessed Arjuna, Shivji has blessed Arjuna, Chitraratha has blessed Arjuna. So many demigods have blessed Arjuna. So we need not, someone who thinks that, if I worship Krishna, what will the other gods think? Don't worry. If you worship Krishna, everyone will become pleased. Yasmin tushte jagat tushtam. If you satisfy Krishna, the entire universe with all the administrative demigods of the universe, everyone is happy because we are pleasing their Lord and Master. So when someone worships Krishna, you get support of all the demigods. Everyone comes to help you. Another lesson is, we need to understand that for those who are dear to the Lord, Krishna is the only shelter. So we need to understand that no one in this world can ultimately save us. And this COVID is the most practical example of that. The most powerful nations, some of the most powerful people, even the richest people who have so much wealth, who can protect them? If you are in the best of the hospitals, you can't be protected. So our only shelter in this world is Krishna. We really don't have any other shelter. We are so vulnerable in this world. Anything can happen at any time. So our only shelter, our only ashray, the safest place is at the feet of Krishna. And we surrender to Krishna. The fifth sign of the victory of Arjuna is that, like you can see here, text 14 says, Divyo Shanko Pradat Mato. Both Arjuna and Krishna blew their transcendental conch shells. So the conch shells of Arjuna and Krishna are called transcendental. We have seen previously that all the when Duryodhana is describing his own army and Bhishma is blowing his conch shell, there is no mention of Divya word there. Their conch shells are maybe powerful, but they are not transcendental. But the conch shell of Krishna and Arjuna is transcendental. Divyo Shanko Pradatmato. So transcendental. So this is another sign of the victory of Arjuna. And we also discussed this last time. The conch is one of the symbol of Vishnu. So whenever the conch is present, and when you blow conch, you drive away all evil spirits. So that's why the power of the conch shell, if you hear the sound of a conch shell, it's very transcendental. It's very powerful, but it's very soothing. Like in ISKCON temples, before every arti, in the Mangal Arti, and before every arti, the conch shells are blown. Just by blowing the conch shells, you bring about great auspiciousness in the atmosphere. That is the power of sound. Okay, so the lesson is fear is felt when one does wrong. So even though when the Kauravas, Bhishma and the others blew their conch shell and beat their drums and everything, the Pandavas were not at all fearful. But when Arjuna, Krishna and all the others blew their conch shells, we will see in the verse ahead, there is actually fear that comes in the heart of Duryodhana and the party, the Kaurav party. Why? Because when one does wrong, automatically there is a certain sense of fear and guilt that develops. So when you're on the right side, there is great confidence that comes, and when you're on the wrong side, you know you're wrong. Automatically, there is fear and loss of confidence. We'll go to text 15. Text 15 is also an important verse. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Pondram Dadmo Mahashankam Bhimakarma Vrikodara. Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya. Arjuna blew the Devadatta, and Bhima, the voracious eater and performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch shell called Pondra. So all of them had their personal conch shells, and all of their conch shells had a name also. Just imagine, in our Vedic culture, even inanimate things are named and taken care of. Arjuna used only one bow throughout his life, Gandiva bow. It was named, and he took care of it very nicely. Just like Dashara, on the day of Dashara, we have this culture in India where we worship instruments, like a carpenter, who uses his axe and other things. He worships that, right? So everyone who has this instrument, or a farmer, he worships the plow, right? You worship your instrument. Why? Because you understand that is helping you. Because of that, you are able to function in this world. So we respect everything in this world. So this is Vedic culture, where we respect not only animate people, living people, we respect even inanimate things. Like a laptop which you are using, you handle it well, you respect it well, because you understand that this is also Krishna's energy. Because the material things in this world is also Krishna's energy, isn't it? Everything is coming from Krishna. So how can we disrespect anything? So we need to learn and respect everything. So that is why this culture of use and throw is not a Vedic culture. In Vedic culture, ideally, you use one thing for a long period. You don't use and throw. In previous times, now the generations have changed, people don't understand this. But in previous times, many times, there would be one pen that the person would use throughout his life. He would keep it very carefully, that one pen only he would use. And he wouldn't lose that pen. When do you lose something? When you don't have respect and when you don't value it, you lose it. There is no mention in the Mahabharata that Arjuna lost his Gandiva bow. He kept it and he forgot. There is no mention, because he knew his bow was very important. There is no mention that Krishna lost his conch shell, Panchajanya, and he got a new conch shell. He went and ordered it in Amazon and Flipkart. No, the same conch shell remained. Why? Because they knew how to take care. If you can take care of things, you can also take care of people and relationships. So taking care and sustainability in today's world where people speak about sustainability, how can you remain sustainable? How can you maintain a sustainable world when we don't keep changing things? The idea of changing things is a Western idea. In an Indian culture, as far as possible, you maintain it. Like if you see the Gita in many people's houses, they have the same Gita that goes on from generation to generation. They know how to maintain it. They put nice cover, maintain it. Uh, a laptop, if it's maintained well, it should run for many years till it breaks down. You don't have to change it unnecessarily. So we need to learn to take care of things that are around us. So that's why Krishna, Arjuna, Bhima, and all the others had their personal conch shells, and they would maintain it and respect it. In fact, they named also these conch shells, and they would treat it with great respect. So this is something that is very important, very practical. Another very practical point, it's not that they had one conch shell and Krishna would blow it and give that conch shell to Arjuna to blow. No. Generally in Vedic culture, you don't share things. Certain personal items you keep it with you. Like in a practical note for those who are chanting, best is the mala that you chant on, you only chant. You don't give that your mala to someone else. You can get another mala for your family, whoever is there around, but you keep your mala. It's your mala, it's your personal mala. You keep it for your entire life. So there is no changing business. Like in Vedic culture, if you have a plate, your plate, you eat on that plate. It's not that 10 people share that plate. Ideally, that is not the culture. You eat on your own plate. In today's time, the COVID period, where COVID is spreading. Why is COVID spreading so much? Because there is a lot of mixing of things. Just imagine if we have to follow our own culture well, and Indian culture well, where you keep your plate aside, your own plate, you don't mix. It's not that you use handkerchief of someone else. You maintain your own sanctity and your own discipline nicely. Automatically, you will be saved from a lot of diseases. So that's why Krishna, Arjuna, and others, they had their own conch shell. So the conch shell of Krishna is called Panchajanya. So there is an interesting story to it also. How Krishna got his conch shell. So one time, when Krishna and Sudama, they studied in the Gurukul of Sandipani Muni in Ujjain, present day Ujjain. After that, Sandipani Muni asked, Krishna asked Sandipani Muni, what Guru Dakshina I can give you? So Sandipani Muni's sons, few children of his, were killed. I mean, they died untimely. So Sandipani Muni knew that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. This demon, and the shell of this demon became his conch shell, Krishna's personal conch shell, and it is called Panchajanya. So Krishna's, just like Arjuna had his own bow called Gandiva, Krishna's everything is named. Krishna's conch shell is called Panchajanya. Uh, Krishna's gada, the mace that he carries, I forgot the name. There is a name for that mace also. So basically, every aspect of Krishna, we know the chakra of Krishna is called Sudarshan, right? So every instrument of Krishna also has a name. So that is the name of Krishna's conch shell, Panchajanya. The name of Arjuna's conch shell is Devadatta, Devadattam Dhananjaya. And the name of Bhima's conch shell is Pondra. Okay, so these are the names of conch shells. So what this shloka explains is Krishna blew his conch shell first, Panchajanya, very loudly and for a very long time. So generally, if people can blow conch shells well, you can really blow it very long. So Krishna blew his conch shell, and after Krishna's sound of the conch shell subsided, then Arjuna blew his. It's not that when Krishna was blowing, Arjuna blew. No, this is also respect. When Krishna was blowing his conch shell, no one in the Pandava army blew their conch shell. They waited for Krishna to blow. After Krishna finished, and that too, remember, this is another very important thing. In the Pandav side, the first one who started to blow the conch shell was Krishna. Because all the Pandavas believed that only when Krishna does something, we will follow him. So Krishna blew his conch shell very nicely, fully to his heart's content. Then Arjuna blew his conch shell. After Arjuna finished, then Bhima blew his conch shell. And then in text 16, 17, we will see that the others also blew. So something interesting also here is the names of uh, Krishna and Arjuna here. So we will see here that in essence what we saw till 14, 15. So Krishna and Arjuna's conch shell is called transcendental. Krishna is called Mahadava because he is the husband of fortune. And the chariot is given by Agni, capable of conquering the three worlds. So these are signs of victory of the side of Arjuna. And 15 onwards, we will see that the name of Krishna's conch shell is Panchajanya. The name of Arjuna's conch shell is Devadatta. The name of Bhima's conch shell is Pondra. And we will see the next verses. The name of Yudhishthir's conch shell is Ananta Vijaya. The name of Nakula's conch shell is Sugosha. And the name of Sahadev's conch shell is Mani Pushpaka. So if you are very attentive, sometime in the future, we'll have a quiz to see how attentive you all are.
Sure.
Okay. So these are the different names of Krishna, Arjuna, and Bhima. So Krishna has many names, unlimited names. Just like God is unlimited, infinite. So Krishna has infinite names. So these are just few of his names. So we can have a quiz on this also sometime. The different names of Krishna and meanings. What does the word Krishna mean? Krishna means all attractive. Okay. What does the word Rishikesha mean? Like in this verse, text 15, Krishna is called Rishikesha. Means he is the master of senses, the owner of senses. The word Madhava, which came in text 14, what does Madhava mean? Husband of Lakshmi, husband of goddess of fortune. The word Achyuta, we will see in the next verse, in one or two verses, Arjuna is calling Krishna as Achyuta. What does Achyuta mean? Achyuta means infallible one who does not fall down. Madhusudana, what does Madhusudana mean? Sudan means to kill. So Krishna killed a demon called Madhu. So there were two demons called Madhu Kaitam. So Krishna killed this demon called Madhu. So that is why Krishna's name is Madhusudan. Krishna's name is Govinda. So Govinda, Go means senses. Indriya is also called Go, and Go also means cows. So who is Govinda? Govinda is one who gives pleasure to the senses and to the cows. Krishna is called Vasudev. So what does Vasudev mean? The son of Vasudev. Krishna's father's name was Vasudev. So therefore Krishna is called Vasudev. So one of the name of Krishna is Devaki Nandan, the son or the darling of Devaki. Krishna is called Yashoda Nandan, the son or darling of Yashoda. Krishna is called Partha Sarathi. Sarathi means charioteer, driver. Partha is Arjuna's another name. So Partha Sarathi means the chariot driver of Arjuna. Krishna is called Keshava. So there was a demon called Keshi. So because Krishna killed this Keshi demon, Krishna is called Keshava. Krishna is called Janardhan. Janardhan means the maintainer of all living entities. So these are different names of Krishna. So in this verse in text 15, Krishna is called Rishikesha because Krishna is now going to control the senses of Arjuna. So in the first verse, Dhritarashtra asked Sanjay, who is going to win? So in reference to that, Sanjay is telling here, Krishna is Rishikesha, means Krishna is going to control the senses of Arjuna. Arjuna will get confused, but because Krishna is the friend of Arjuna, therefore Krishna will enlighten the mind and senses of Arjuna, and Arjuna will start to fight again. So in this verse also, the different names of Arjuna that is mentioned. So in this verse it is mentioned Dhananjay. So Dhananjay is one of the name of Arjuna. So Dhananjay means the conqueror of wealth. Hmm. So one time when Yudhishthir wanted to perform a yagya, Rajasuya yagya, so Yudhishthir Maharaj wanted money. So not Rajasuya yagya. Yudhishthir Maharaj wanted to perform a Ashwamedha yagya after the Kurukshetra war, because Yudhishthir felt that I have killed so many people, so let us do prayasthit. Let us do a Ashwamedha yagya. And to do Ashwamedha yagya, Yudhishthir needed wealth. And because all the wealth was used in the war, hardly any wealth, so they needed wealth. So that time Krishna told Arjuna, go to the Himalayan direction, go to the Himalayan mountains, and there you'll find a pile of gold. So there was a king called King Marut. He had left a huge pile of gold. So Arjuna went and got that gold. So that is why the name of Arjuna is Dhananjay. So one of the name of Arjuna is Partha, which keeps coming in the Gita. So Arjuna's mother is Kunti. Kunti's another name is Pritha. And because Arjuna is the son of Pritha, he is called Partha. And we will see ahead, there is one more name of Arjuna that comes called Gudakesha, one who conquers sleep. And in this verse also, Bhima is called Vrikodara, another name of Bhima. Because Bhima would eat a lot. There are two characteristics of Bhima. He would eat a lot and perform great tasks, very powerful tasks. So that is why Bhima is called Vrikodara. So yeah, so that's how text 15 explains that Krishna blows his conch shell, Panchajanya, Arjuna blows his conch shell, Devadatta, and Bhima blows his conch shell called Dhananjaya. Sorry, Bhima blows his conch shell called Poundra. So we will stop here. From text 16 to 18, we will continue the next week. Anyone has any questions?
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good. I want to know why he's called Dhananjay. Means the name of the Parvat was Meru. That
No,
gold was got.
the name of the Parvat was not Meru.
Okay.
The name of the king who left that mountain
Okay.
of gold is
Okay.
King Maruta. King Maruta. But
Mhm.
because Dhananjay means one who gets wealth.
Mhm.
Dhan means wealth, na? So because Arjuna got lot of wealth, he's called Dhananjay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Any other question anyone else has? Any other question? Okay. Is it interesting, Geeta? You are liking it?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
It was good. Enjoyed
Okay.
it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Manju.
yeah. I want to
Yes,
buy some more books. Get me some more Marathi books.
yes,
ISKCON.
sure. Sure, sure.
Ramayana was good. So if you get, I'll come on Sunday to see.
Come, 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 come,
Marathi book I want to buy
come,
because
come, come.
Marathi is my language.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Great. Um, Also, uh, two announcements. One is from the coming Sunday, we are actually starting our physical program in our ashram in Chodan, Sunday afternoon, 11 to 1.
Mm.
Those of you who are really wanting to come, I mean, those of you all want to remain safe and protected, you all can be at home. But those of you all feel that you all really need a physical satsang, we can do social distancing and we can do a program. But this is going to be an ashram in Sharao. So if you all can come, it's nice. If you all want to, that's one option. Second is another very important announcement is from coming Sunday on is a very important month called Kartik month. It is called Damodar month. So very, very auspicious month, especially for devotees of Krishna. Whatever bhakti you do in this month is like magnified many, many times more. So it's a nice month for all of you all to increase your rounds of chanting Hare Krishna, to read more of Gita. And we also do we have a photo of Damodar. Damodar is if there is time, I'll explain you all this pastime some other time. Probably one class we can do for this. The pastime where Yashoda is binding Krishna to that ukal. It's a very beautiful pastime. So we have that photo of Damodar. Krishna tied to that ukal. You can offer lambs also. And for those of you all are really, really interested and who want to do a little program in your house, a small kirtan program in your house, we are ready to come, just one or two of us, just for your own family members without crowding the place. So if you all are interested and if you all want to actually experience something in your home also during this Kartik month, you all can contact me or you can give your name to Sia. So we can do that also. Okay, so let us end here.
Yeah. One question I have. One question.
Yeah.
Sunday
Yes.
11 to 1. What time is the yoga classes?
11 to 1.
11 to 1 we can come. Okay.
Yeah. Yoga,
Okay, fine.
we are going to discuss Bhakti Yoga only. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I understand.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Yes.
11 to 1. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna Prabhu,
Yeah.
give one class on Kartik month, Damodar month, importance and leelas and all that.
Importance and Leelas. Yeah.
Mm.
We can plan it. What we will do is we will do it in one of these sessions only. We will not do a separate one. In one of these classes.
31st it is starting, no? 31st of this month.
31st is Sharad Purnima. Yeah. 31st is also technically 31st first, either one you can consider. Yeah.
Okay.
So so let's see if we can do it the next Thursday.
Okay.
So the next Thursday we can do Kartik Mahima, the glories of Kartik month and how we should follow, and Damodar Leela, some part of it.
And this is the last Chaturmas month also, no?
Yeah, last Chaturmas month. Yeah, correct.
You
Yes,
can.
Prabhuji. Next Thursday will be fine.
Next Thursday we can do now.
Yes, Prabhuji. So that in the beginning only people know the importance of Damodar.
Yeah.
Done. So what we'll do is, so then should we skip the Gita for the next time?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
We can continue later from the subsequent Thursday, right?
Yeah. So the next week we will do glories of Kartik and Damodar Leela, part of it.
And as devotees, what all we should do also, please guide us.
Yeah. That's what we will discuss primarily. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For special.
Today's class was nice.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you.